Hello everyone, welcome to this gentle eclipse yoga flow. I will be doing a little bit of box breathing as well. Also, again, I am new, so sometimes I don't know exactly what to say. I don't plan out a script before I film these, but I did want to film something for this eclipse season, especially because I've been particularly feeling it a lot. I had some other ideas filmed that I wanted to explore today, and that wasn't the plan. The universe, God, wanted me to film this eclipse video. Is what it is. It's okay. Eclipse season can be a little bit chaotic. It can feel sort of like an uprooting in your life at times. But just remember that it's temporary, like everything else in life. So if you're feeling a little bit freaked out, if you're feeling a little bit restless, if you're feeling maybe a little chaotic, you know what I'm trying to say. As you could tell, I really just want to share the video. And just really move with my body and the breath today. So let's begin. Also, the setup may not be ideal, but we are going to work with it today. Hopefully when I'm in my standing postures, you'll see a little bit of my head, but maybe not. If not, don't worry about it. So we can begin in an easy seat, which basically just means that your sit bones are rooted on the ground. One shin is in front of the other, so your shins are going to be parallel. An easy way to get into this seat, go ahead and bring your shins out in front of you, cross either your left or your right on top of the other, and then just bring your, let's say it was your left, you can bring your right foot in, and then drop your opposite foot on the outside. I'm not sure if I explained that correctly, but you can see me. I'm trying my best. It is a little bit difficult to cue, quite honestly, but I do want to show up best I can, practice and all. So we'll begin just, oh wow, that was a really big crack in the neck. Hopefully you could hear that. We'll just begin by rolling around the neck a little bit. Tuning into the natural breath here. If you want, you can even incorporate your torso. These are called cat-cow. It's a variation of cat-cow, seated cat-cow, if you will. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, no particular manner. If you're choosing to take this little seated rotation, you can go ahead and alternate to the other side. Or if you want to remain still, that's completely okay too. I just want us all to feel comfortable with where our bodies are at right now, with where our breath is at right now, and maybe shake out any energy that we had throughout the day. But sometimes too, if you don't need to shake it out, listen to your body, be still. Like I said, this eclipse is a little bit chaotic. So that's why our focus is going to be on the breath, it's going to be on gentle movement, and it's going to be on opening our sense of expansion. So sometimes we do remain a little bit closed off, and that's why you're joining me for this practice. So if you're moving around in your body, just come to a still position. Still listening to your natural breath here. And we'll take about 9 breaths together. 9's my lucky number, 9 is my birthday. And it's also a really great number that symbolizes change. It also symbolizes youth and newness. And that is exactly what this eclipse is bringing for us today. It did happen on the 29th, but the energy lingers a couple days before and a couple days post as well. So begin to close the eyes down, or if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, it's okay. Just soften your gaze down in front of you, still keeping your breath here. On your next exhale, I want you to envision everything that has stressed you floating away from your mind. And then we'll take a cleansing breath together before I begin to guide you through some breath, some box breathing. We'll take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Then we'll jump into our box breathing, which means we are holding equal counts of breath on each side of the box. So we will inhale for a count of 3, hold for a count of 3, exhale for a count of 3, and then proceed to hold again for a count. And then we'll do that 9 times, like I said. If you're not following along, let's say it's making you feel a little bit anxious, or maybe you need to hold your breath a little bit longer, that's totally okay. I'm just giving the base of 3 because I am going with the assumption that people who are watching this video do not practice breathwork, pranayama, very often. And also just with, again, the restless energy that we have, sometimes our breathing can be a little bit more shallow than normal. So you can place your palms either face down on your knees or face up, whichever helps you feel safer. Face up is going to help you receive energy, and when you put your palms down, it helps you feel a bit more grounded in your body. And we'll begin with that first round of box breathing. We'll inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, inhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, inhale, 3, 2, hold, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, one more together, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 3, 2, 1, hold, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and keep that count on your own. We have 5 more times here. And I'll start joining you in at the exhale. In your next inhale, start to envision a light. Maybe it's daytime where you're at, and it's a little bit easier to picture that. Or maybe it's nighttime and full, darker environment. Wherever you're at, let that light be at the front of your mind. As we let out our last exhale, just before you open your eyes, I want you to tell yourself in your mind, I am open. Last hold here. We'll inhale and we'll take a cleansing breath after. Exhale out the mouth. Bring your palms to heart center. If you choose, you can keep that mantra of I am open, or maybe another mantra has popped into your head, another I am affirmation. Maybe it doesn't begin with I am, maybe it's as simple as I love, or I don't know. I was gonna say more I ams, but whatever it is that your mantra is, hold that in your mind gently. Don't force the affirmation to keep coming up. When it comes up during the practice, acknowledge it, let a little smile creep onto your face, and let it go. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, nothing is permanent, but that doesn't mean that goodness doesn't come back into our life. Okay, so now that we did that breath work, I hope you all are feeling really, really awesome. Okay, so it turns out I did need to charge my camera a little bit, so I just had a little Jersey Mike sandwich, took a couple breaths, and I'm back, feeling pretty good. Okay, so now that we are all calm, we are all centered, we can go ahead and begin moving through our practice. So if you want to take just one more cleansing breath here with the eyes open, we'll inhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. If there's any sounds, that's completely okay. So we'll go in for our inhale and exhale. Let it out. We'll begin moving into cat-cow. This is going to be, like I said, a gentle practice, so feel free to be nice and comfortable. You can stay in sweats. I'm just choosing to wear a cute little sports bra and shorts because it feels comfortable for me. I just want to be able to move my body freely. Begin with our cat-cow, and we will do 5 rounds of each. So we will begin on all fours. Our shoulders are going to be just on top of our wrists, and our knees are underneath our hips. My back is flat. This is how I am on the mat. So we'll inhale, gaze comes up towards the sky, exhale, round the spine and the back for cat. Each inhale, go up for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. Moving nice and slow. There's no rush here. Remember, I am open, or whatever other mantra you chose. Move one more time here. Inhale. Exhale, Marjaniyasana cat pose. And we'll slide our feet we'll slide our seat all the way down to our feet and come into child's pose. If you'd like, you can move into seed pose, which I mentioned in my last yoga video, where your hands come by the sides of your feet. Or if you want to stretch the shoulders a little bit, you can stay for a more active child's pose with the hands out in front of you. Fingertips are either tented or they can be flat, whatever feels comfortable. We'll inhale. Exhale, let it out. Inhale. And exhale. Give me 4 more just like that. Settle into this pose. If your palms are flat on the mat, push your seat back even further. And we'll come back up into 4-point pose again. And this time we're going to extend out our left leg, and we're just going to rock back and forth. So we are going to be on the top of the feet, and we're just going to rock back and forth. Make sure your fingertips are starfished out, so my hands look like this on the mat. This helps to evenly distribute weight amongst my fingers, my hands, my wrists. Especially sometimes when we don't practice very much yoga or much stretching at all, or maybe any movement at all. Our joints can get a little stiff, so just be aware of your body. And then move on to the other side. And there's no real movement that we're connecting to our breath right now. We're just rocking, but if you would like to connect your breath and move a little bit slower, you can inhale when you move forward, exhale as you move back. But at all points, we are still connected to the breath. There will never be a pose that I will say, don't breathe, unless it's for breathing exercise purposes. Okay, next time we are going to extend out our left leg again, but this time we are going to circle the arm back and up, the right arm. So it'd go back and up twice, and the next time it reaches the ground, we'll come forward and down, forward and down. You can choose to look back. If that's not accessible, that's totally okay. I felt like a little bit of a cramp in my side right now. So again, if that doesn't feel okay for you, that's all right. No worries there. And then we will come into the exact same posture on the other side, right on the right toes. We'll inhale, roll it back, roll it back, and then hand comes back down, and we roll forward, and roll forward one more time, following the hand if that feels comfortable. If not, that's okay. And then we will come down into our downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Your hips are going to come up and back. Your palms are flat on the mat, starfished out like we did earlier. You can come up on the toes here and just pedal out. And if this is not accessible, feel free to stay on the knees. Place your forearms down and you can just pedal out this way, side to side. Stay here for a little bit. Like I said, pedaling out the feet, dropping your left heel down, dropping the right heel down. You can even bring in some static movement, just lifting the heels up and down. It's kind of like twerking, but it's not. It's like a fun little movement for your body. I know it looks a little silly, but don't knock it till you try it. Okay, and if you're moving, we'll come to stillness here. And we're going to walk forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the palms to the shins. Exhale, forward fold, drop it all down. Big exhale. We'll inhale, palms will come up overhead to touch. Do a slight back bend here. So you're pushing forward with the hips. It's not coming from the lower back, it's coming from the hips. And you're broadening your chest upwards. I know you can't see my head, unfortunately, but I do have my palms up just like this to touch. We'll inhale here 3 times. Last inhale. Let it out through the nose. We'll come into mountain pose. Our feet will be slightly hip widths apart, and our palms will come facing towards the front of the mat. You can even roll the shoulders back a little bit. If you're noticing the shoulders coming up to the ears, drop them down and away so the shoulder blades are hugging in towards one another. And we'll be here in mountain pose, Tadasana, for 5 breaths. You can keep your eyes open here. And we'll just remember our intention while appreciating where we are at right now, view-wise and energetically. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, we will come into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. We will step the left foot back. Our left foot is going to be facing the opposite side of our mat. And our arms will come up overhead. Palms are not touching. And we'll inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. We'll come into a low lunge, dropping that left leg back and down. Untuck the toes, or if it feels a little bit better, you can keep them tucked. We'll stay in this low lunge here. Come up onto your fingertips, or if you have slightly longer arms, just keep your palms planted. And we'll inhale here, lifting the chest up energetically, and gazes up towards the sky as well. 2 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, drop the left palm down, right arm comes up. We'll inhale another 2 deep breaths. Send it into your side body. One more inhale. Exhale. And just for fun, if it's in your practice, you can bend the left knee and grab the toe for another breath. I'm getting a cramp, so I'm not going to do that. I don't know why my body's cramping right now, but that's okay. We'll come into a plank pose. Step the right foot back to meet the left. If plank is not accessible, feel free to drop the knees. That's totally fine. We'll come into a chaturanga. We're going to push our chest down between our palms, 90-degree angle in our arms here. Roll the shoulders back, come up for cobra. Chest lifts up. Exhale. Drop the chest back down. And we'll come into a wide-armed cobra. Fingertips are going to come beside you. Lift the gaze up. You really want to make sure your pelvic floor and your lower half, starting from the ribs down to the lower back, all this section is going to be pressed flat against the mat. If you're feeling any pinching in the lower back, just go ahead and take it down a couple degrees. If you feel any pain in your neck, feel free to just lay in crocodile, where your arms are going to come up on top of each other and you can rest the forehead on top of your palms. For anyone that is taking the wide arm cobra, we'll take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it out. Push back up into all fours, and then we will move on to the other side. Come back up into your downward facing dog. Inhale. Push back, walk up towards the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Adrihastasana, arms come up to touch overhead. Inhale here 3 times. Exhale, palms come to heart center. Come into Tadasana, mountain pose. If your feet are okay where they are, that's fine. If you feel like you need a little bit more space between them, that's also okay. You can even tuck the tailbone in a little bit, pushing the hips slightly forward, just to really engage those quads and your glutes, and this will help you feel a lot more powerful, a lot more strong and rooted in your feet. The body is connected in the same way that nature is connected. It's connected to not only what's going on outside of it, but also what's going on within. You can breathe here. This time, as you look at your surroundings, give thanks to one item in the room. In our next inhale, we'll come back down to plank. Low lunge. Right foot steps back. I just realized we're supposed to be in Warrior 1. Sorry, guys. New teacher things. Trust me, it'll get good. You can see that I do care about this, and It's just putting all the pieces together. And I'm showing up anyways, and that's what counts. Cartwheel the arms down. Now it's low lunge. Lift the chest up. If you hear that squeaking, it's my mat. Inhale. And push those shoulders down and away from the ears. Slightly send them towards the back of the mat. We're coming up for that twist. Right arm stays down, left arm comes up towards the sky. Inhale. Press into that heel of your left foot. Feel the connection in your glute. Look up towards your arm. Keep the arm engaged. Inhale. One more inhale here. Exhale, come back down. Now we move into plank. Send your weight to the tip of your toes. Come down for chaturanga. Either modify with the knees or come all the way down into Cobra Bhujangasana. Trust me guys, I modify all the time, so do not feel badly if you need to. Now we will come back into Cobra again, but this time a forearm Cobra. So we're going to roll the shoulders back. This is a little baby Cobra. And just stay here again. Any pinching in your lower back can be alleviated by lowering down where your chest is in relation to the mat. Have a little bit of firmness in the tops of your feet. Really press into the tops of your feet. And you can also widen out your feet a little bit. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. This pose I hated for so long. I would always think, why would anyone do this? This isn't relaxing, yada, yada, yada. And then some way, somehow, I think I built up strength and it just made it a lot easier to come to this pose, and it's honestly one of my favorites. Okay, and this time we'll come onto the palms and push back into our child's pose. Breathe here. We'll be here about 5 to 6 breaths. Child's pose is a beautiful pose to not only relax into, but to let relax into you. This pose is wonderful for the concept of surrendering, introducing vulnerability, providing a little bit of softness when we can deal with so much external chaos. Come out of child's pose gently onto the back. And we'll lie down here. If you have a ponytail like I do, you can take it off quickly so you're flat with the mat. We'll rock the knees to the left, to center, and then back to the right. Remember to inhale. Tuck the chin into the chest and lift the head off the mat towards the knees for ball pose. Inhale. Exhale, drop back down for reclined butterfly. We'll flap the wings a little bit, moving the knees up and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And extend the legs out for Shavasana. You can place both palms on your belly. I encourage this hand placement, particularly for today. And I'll leave you here for about 2 minutes. Your eyes are closed, your back is flat. Allow your shoulders to melt into the mat. Feel the head, the chest, the belly, the thighs, the calves. We'll transition by wiggling the toes, the fingers. Inhale deeply and let it all out through the mouth. Whenever you're ready, plant your feet flat on the mat with the knees bent. We'll roll over to our side, whichever feels comfortable for you, left or right, for fetal position. Breathe here, one deep breath. Out the mouth, exhale. Allow coming back into Sukhasana by pushing up through your mat, be a rebirth. And we'll steady ourselves back into the easy seat that we began in. Keep your gaze down below you. Breathe into your chest and the belly. And let that breath really settle and stay with you. You are cleansed. You are present. Notice the sensations circulating through the palms, the forearms, the shoulders, the heart. Returning back to the natural rhythm of our breath that we began with. Slowly invite your mantra to come back to the front of your mind. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here today and for allowing me to guide you. And while there may have been some pauses in between recording, I hope the video still transitioned very smoothly for you all and helped you feel confident and open to all the energy that this eclipse season holds for you. Stay bright, stay loved. Much peace and much love your way. Namaste. Thank you guys so much again for joining me. If you want to check out any of the links that I have down below, which include my Spotify for fun little playlists, not only for your yoga routine. Sorry, I'm like super zen right now. It doesn't only include music for your yoga routines on the mat, but also keeping that peaceful zen yoga vibe going off the mat as well, and then also some fun stuff that maybe isn't particularly yogic, but it's fun and it brings you joy. And then I also have my yoga Instagram link down below where I share different aspects of life that make me happy, that bring me joy, and incorporate them into teaching you about yoga practices and mindfulness because those are very, very, very important to me. As always, if there's anything that you all want to learn, go ahead and comment down below. I'm always available to reach out to and to receive suggestions. I am also going to write some questions down below, just 1 to 2 questions that you can think about during this time, during this eclipse time, to further reflect and also just give yourself a bit of presence in a different form. I will also post them on my yoga Instagram for anyone who is curious and following me on there. So yes, that's all. Thank you all so much again. Peace be with you. Namaste.